Next up, he is a successful industrial entrepreneur and investor with more than 20 years of proven track record in innovative investments in technology, energy, health, retail, and construction. Please welcome Julius Mwale to the party. Joining this party with him is a man with a background in finance, entertainment, and technology, a seasoned capital formation leader, film producer, and talent representative. He's a major force at the intersection of celebrity and social good, and is the president and co-founder of Akoin. Please welcome my buddy, John Caracas. And last but certainly not least, is a social impact entrepreneur that leverages technology to make the world a better place. An early mover in the blockchain for good space, my friend, Lynn, Liss. Julius, John, Lynn, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Great, thank you.
Fantastic. Welcome back to BlockDown. You guys know the drill. You guys have been here before. We have some great updates from the Akoin project and Mwale happening in Kenya. Please bring us up to date and tell us what's happening.
And I think we lost.
Where should we start, Lynn? No, I'm right here.
I don't see the visual.
Oh, well, let's change that. I'm right here.
You're here now?
There you go. Feel free to start, Lynn. But I think the real key is that we're ramping up and accelerating our utilization with Julius and his team in Mwale Medical and Technology City in Western Kenya. It was our toehold on the continent, and we couldn't be prouder of what we're doing than what we're doing with Julius. So Lynn, if you can maybe bring some granularity to that of the number of cool use cases that there already are between regular users, merchants, people in the hospital, et cetera, and the various retailers and how that's expanding outwards, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it seems like only yesterday, but we started our pilot program with Julius and his amazing team in July. So this will run in total about 6 months. And as Akoin always says, who I know really wants to be here today, hopefully he'll drop in. It's about going to the people and really seeing what they need. And we have always felt so honored, again, with Julius and his team on the ground there in Mwale, to present to them what the Akoin wallet was, the ecosystem that we offer, and then look to what their needs were. So we moved quickly into developing how the merchants would use Akoin to receive payment, how users would do peer-to-peer transfers, how you could go into prepaid minutes and tap up your phone. Moving into payroll, as John mentioned. And in every feature set that we deployed, it was getting direct user feedback, like, oh, could you make the QWERTY keyboard look like this? I mean, everyone's so savvy in Mwale, technically and mobily. And so to me, the joy of working at such a detailed level with people actually using your technology is just a dream come true. I feel honored. We feel honored every day. And before getting into roadmap items, because I know it's a question coming up, Julius, just would love to have your perspective. How has it felt there on the ground? Where you see us going? Sort of expand all things Mwale. This session is called Live for Mwale, so you're
yes, yeah. Thank you.
So wait, before you get there, Julius is actually in Mwale Medical and Technology City. He's right there.
We are live at Mwale, and I think we are. As a matter of fact, most of the transactions that now we've been testing with Akoin. People have received them very, very well. The community has been very excited with Akoin, and we've been discussing with the team at Akoin to be able to get to full implementation starting in July. So we're looking at 5 million transactions in Akoin every month from July, and then I think ramping it up to about $280 million by the end of this year. $280 million worth of Akoin, serving about 20,000 workers within the city. Right now we have 11,500 workers in the city, and we're ramping that up. And as we finish, the pilot with Akoin, we're going to get all the workers subscribed to that. There's Akoin card that is launching next month. So, each one of our employees, as we pay them at the hospital, as they purchase goods in the supermarkets, in the restaurants, in the hotels, golf, airport, as they use the Akoin to do that, and we pay them, they'll be able to spend it on the card within MMTC, Mwale Medical and Technology City, or outside, MMTC in Kenya and outside Kenya. So they're very, very excited. This is a marketplace, a complete marketplace, and we've taken advantage of the vast, nature of the finance bill here in Kenya last year in 2020. So the finance bill began taxing digital transactions at 1.5%, and the latitude is wide enough that it covers cryptocurrency and blockchain platforms. So it's opened up, I think, a revolution here in Kenya, and we are glad to be leaders with Akoin to use this as a test ground to be able to go to Africa. Lynn talked about beginning, with the pilot in November. So when we announced in December on the national television, I think some of other mobile payment transactions companies specifically by about 25% when Akoin, just made an announcement. And, that's going to put hundreds of millions of dollars back into people's, pockets and serving people. And this is what Akoin was looking at, trying to expand, the use of resources and currency to most of the people, within Africa. So what happened in the last 15 years here in Africa is that for mobile money transactions, we have the vendors, the merchants that are doing agency processes, like the agents that are transferring money for cell phone companies are located about 5 kilometers from the cash source, so cash access source, like banks and all that. But crypto, like Akoin now, we are 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers from the cash access point. So we are getting it deeper and further into the markets, into rural Africa. And that's like what will bring 230 million to 300 million Africans that are not included into financial, services, into the big map of modernity for using these currencies and participating into the economy. So it's been very, very exciting. So I don't know if John or Lynn have anything to add to it.
So I just want to jump in and say, one of the things that I'm most proud of having been even just a part of in my life is what Julius was referring to. When the national television network covered Akoin, several, they filmed it a while ago, but it aired maybe a month or so ago. Within 2 hours of when that aired, the giant digital payment solution announced that they were reducing their transaction fees by 50%. And as Julius said, that put somewhere in the realm of $100 million of cash back into the hands of their 40 plus million users. So that, $25, $50, $100 a month had a real, just immeasurable impact on people's quality of life, so that they could, buy more food, a different shirt, live someplace better, whatever it is, on a month-to-month basis by not being gouged in those transaction fees. And that's always been Julius's vision. But literally just by coming and starting our pilot program and getting the coverage and people seeing something better created massive social impact. So just being a small part of that is one of the most, for me, vibrant things that I've been involved in achieving in my entire life. So thanks, Julius.
Thank you.
Guys, this sounds absolutely amazing. It's great to pilot something, to be able to roll it out. And now I'm understanding this like a little tiny bit differently. When I was listening to Julius, I understand this kind of like Starlink from Elon Musk, supplying like the internet to the people that just don't get the internet, right? So the rural people of Africa being able to tap into these services where the main financial systems are based out of the city. So incredible use case and incredible. Now, I want to talk about one thing before we jump into the roadmap of where we're going with Mwale and Akoin. The one thing I wanted to talk about is just like where we're at, like with BlockDown and why BlockDown exists. We have this pandemic still rolling on a year later. I swore that BlockDown #1 was going to be the very last one that we do. We're now on 4. This is the 1-year anniversary. I want to ask, what have been the challenges trying to mobilize and make this happen? I know that we've been working together and it's very difficult to be able to get to places and do places. What kind of challenges have you guys had over the last year or so trying to mobilize and get things together? Or what kind of successes did you find within that year as well?
So before Julius talks about his challenges, I have one specific challenge to talk about from this last number of months, and that's getting some guy named Chris Daw on a plane to Kenya so we can get the Akoin Effect Opportunity Hub up and running. So one of these weeks, Dr. Daw, you're en route to Kenya.
You know I'm ready. I'm ready. My bags are packed. I'm ready to go. But it is that is a challenge as well, right? Many times trying to go. My wife ended up having corona, and that was a difficult time. And then all of these different rules and sanctions. I know we've been working very hard, but we also know that things are happening there. But any challenges? Any other challenges?
So what I think the changes that came up as we talked last year was that the government here in Kenya banned the use of cash and encouraged everyone to use a digital currency, a digital money to do their day-to-day transactions, and that has been very beneficial for Akoin. I think Akoin was launched at the right time. And we haven't received any opposition from the authorities or from the market. As a matter of fact, it's been received very, very well. And what we saw from the hospital, for example, and with Akoin and the Akoin card is that when the government did this, we were forced to, because of the pandemic, because of the lockdowns and I think the delays in travel, most of the patients we are targeting within the region, Kenya and Uganda, just switched to telemedicine. And so by switching to telemedicine, it was easier now. We're incorporating them with digital currency. You can imagine M-Pesa isn't the currency used here in Kenya, isn't available in Uganda. So there's a different currency there. But Akoin is even launching in Uganda. So Akoin just had a meeting with the president there, and Akoin City is going to be built there, another satellite city after the one in Senegal, and they're launching, I think, Akoin in Uganda. So it will be easier for us now to get our patients from Uganda just paying using the same Akoin. So it opens up, that opportunity for us. And being a pilot ground for the Akoin City in Senegal, and I was talking to John and Lynn and Akoin last week. We are expecting to break ground anytime, I think, in the coming few months as we finalize the feasibility study there. And the testing ground for Akoin is now in Kenya. We've seen what works and how things are going around, how the government is approaching it in terms of cryptocurrency. I think they're looking at it as an ambiguous area of taxation, and they're opening cryptocurrency to come in through taxation, which we don't have any problem with. We want to get it, running, for the country, helping the people. It helped people literally work well during the pandemic. And I think, looking at how the practical application cases came to fruition was very, very key for us, during this moment. And the way people live here, I think it's going to change. Challenge, one of the biggest ones was with, I think, delayed travel. We're building like convention centers. The number of flights coming into the airport, those were lower. But the upside was that, telemedicine became, key. Shopping, became key online. And we're looking now at using Akoin for all of these across the borders in Africa, which was, a very, very welcome, news for us on that side of the pandemic.
Always exciting to hear all of the developments. The very ambitious project, and very happy to be involved. It's time for roadmap. Tell me what's coming up. What are we laid out over the next coming months? And you know what's really silly about this space? We're always talking about like what's coming next week, what's the news. Forget about the news. Do we have a longer term roadmap as well? Because I always like to hear about like what's happening in a year, 2 years, 3 years. I think a longer term vision is great. Maybe you don't have it. Maybe I put you on the spot. But what's the
Oh
roadmap
no,
look like?
we have it. Boy,
Yeah.
do we.
And
But
I'd
I
like
want to
to
just put one more thing in, Lynn, before you go there. I have a roadmap. During the ribbon cutting for the new wing of the hospital, which should happen late May, early June, based on lockdowns and quarantines, we will open our very first Akoin Effect Opportunity Hub with all kinds of educational tools and opportunities and activation technologies to help build the next wave of entrepreneurs starting in Western Kenya, led by none other than Mr. Awe of Daw, Chris Daw.
That's a big roadmap item. And I wanted to extend a bit on what Julius was saying. We're so excited about the Akoin card coming out for all the reasons he conveyed. And added to that, we are very actively building and will be deploying a micro lending solution, which will be directly tied to the card. So as people receive X amount, even small amounts of Akoin can really fuel a business, help you develop something you're building further. And something I found interesting, Julius has just educated us, beyond belief around this, that we knew this was something very active in developing markets, Africa in particular. But the beautiful stories, I think the return rates on small micro loans that really can change someone's life are, I think, in the 95, 98% rate. And so that story is beautiful, right? And then we can fuel that building of entrepreneurship, development of someone's sustainability. So you'll see micro lending coming down the pike very quickly. Something that we're also deploying currently is our Akoin TAN agent model. So, you think about, while we said with pandemic and cryptocurrency taking over, but paper fiat is still there. It's not gone away completely. And so this idea of being able to service people in the community, to bring them into Akoin or cash them out if they need to. This agent model is quite prevalent in places like Africa. So we're excited about rolling out the TAN agent model. And then back to, Julius's amazing team. We have such expansions, as I mentioned, some of the merchant features that are rolling out, the payroll processing. John, I'll let you speak to, I get excited also about AcoinNet, but I'll let you speak to some of the longer range ones.
So there's a couple of bigger things that we'll be working on with Julius particularly. So we'll focus on that in this session. We're going to work on an agricultural initiative that started in Tanzania and Botswana with Africa Grain and Seed, helping small stake farmers modernize their farming techniques, particularly focusing on vegetables. So we go from seed to shelf, organic vegetables, small stake farmers built around community centers, tribal lands, educational institutions, and more. Africa Grain and Seed has started a charitable endeavor giving away lots and lots of seeds. We're in the midst of that now. We're going to bring it to Kenya. Again, helps to create not only more variety in the foods available, but a cash crop aspect. So there you go. Really excited to do that. And then the other big thing is Julius is very modest in not talking about the expansion of his ecosystem. We're really excited for him as he expands his hub of hospitals and clinics, his supermarket chains, and more developments in renewable energy and beyond, and helping to modernize and expand the opportunities offered to people young and old in Western Kenya, which is a really growing, vibrant place with a 17 plus million person population. But again, our alignment together leads to numerous new and different things that we'll be rolling out together in the coming months and years. And so this roadmap goes well beyond the next decade, because we all have a vision of providing tools, resources, opportunities. And again, for all of us, there's huge impact involved. And in many ways, we follow Julius's lead on the ground in Western Kenya. So I'm just going to say thanks, Julius, while we're all here together.
Thank you. And to add on, I think we're looking forward to have Chris come here on the ground, I think, with Akoin's Opportunity Hub. We've put aside about 10,000 square feet of space for the Akoin Opportunity Hub. So it's in a wing. We just got a supercomputer there from NVIDIA. And we are hoping that, as we come, we'll be able to put thousands of young people around into it and train them how to use cryptocurrency and AI so that, they can get those skills and expand them. By, I think, July, we are looking to launch countrywide. When we do the full implementation, we've tested it here. We're going to launch countrywide and then I think expand it, outside, of course, Kenya. In conjunction with Akoin team, and then we will move to Senegal as we build a hospital there when the ground breaks, plus the supermarkets and malls. And by 2023, we are looking to have Akoin back into Akoin City as we finish the first phase of Akoin City in Senegal. And of course, Uganda, there are plans underway of also going to Uganda and putting up a satellite Akoin City in Uganda. As John mentioned there, we are opening 82 locations for the hospital. I think one in Senegal will be part of that, Uganda one will be the other. But in Western Kenya, we're going to every, one of the 14 counties on the lake to be able to get them. As I talked earlier, we are now employing telemedicine as a tool to be able to get most of the people, instead of traveling and visiting the hospital, they can go to those satellite, centers, and then have access to these services here. So that's the plan that we're looking at. Again, rolling out countrywide and within MMTC in July, 280 million expected transactions in Akoin by the end of the year, 1.7 to $2 billion transactions by the end of 2022. And I think we're looking at Akoin again being the exclusive cryptocurrency that is going to run all transactions within MMTC, a city of about 35,000 people within a 25,000 acre area. And so we're looking forward, to see you again, Chris, coming with John. I hope we'll be able to still also Lynn, in the next couple of months when we launch this big wing at the hospital. We have a big power plant already built that is also launching during the same time. And we're looking at the community welcoming you with drums and doing concerts and of course, social distancing, but opening Akoin and this revolution to this region of Africa, the East Central Africa, that has 400 million people. So the biggest launch of this, it's coming up, during that commissioning of the wing. In most probably in June, and so expect
awesome.
to see. Yeah.
I'm getting tingles, Julius. Come on, get me on a plane now.
Thank you.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, guys, this is incredibly exciting. I'm also getting like goosebumps and ready. I'll see you, Julius, in a couple weeks.